Highlight Mastery. Hello team, and welcome to this new module where we're going to be talking about your highlights. We're going to make them more interactive, we're going to make them more engaging, and we're going to make them give you leads. So in this module, we're going to be looking at how you're going to structure your highlights, what to add, what not to add. I'm going to be giving you some frameworks to help you along the way. Let's get started, and we're going to see everything step by step. Here's what's in it for you today. Number one, we're going to talk about what doesn't go in your highlights, because this is super important and so many people are making these mistakes. Number two, what actually goes in your highlights. So whether you're selling services or coaching, whether you're a product business or an in-person business, we're going to talk about what is happening for you in your highlights. Then how to organize your offer highlights, then structuring your freebie highlight, and then writing your about me or about us highlight. And I'm going to be giving you frameworks and templates for those. So what doesn't go in your highlights? Essentially anything that requires your audience to leave your highlights. This means your feed posts, tags to other people or pages, external links that are not your call to actions. Okay, so if you want them to go buy something on your website link is the only one that goes to your highlights. And extremely long videos. I would highly recommend against extremely long videos in your core highlights. Now, if you have a tips highlights, sure, add a long video. Now, can you understand why we don't want these external things in your highlight? Because if people leave your highlight once, they are not coming back to that same highlight, and you just lost the lead. So we don't want to do that. We want to avoid this at all costs. When you're creating highlights, I want you to create content specifically for your highlights. If you are repurposing from what you already have in your stories for your less important highlights or even for your offer highlights, just make sure that there are no tags, there are no post reshares. As long as those two things are not there, go ahead and reshare them to your highlights. Now, what actually goes in your highlights? Let's take a look. You're going to have the first highlight, which is my story, about me or about us, and start here. Then you're going to have your freebie, if you have a freebie. So you can name it freebie or you can name it whatever the name of the freebie is. In my case, it's 100 hooks. Work with me or offers, which we're going to talk about. Then testimonials, reviews, client love. Those are the 4 key highlights that I want you to have in your profile. If you are a product business, I want you to also add shipping as one of your highlights, one of your core highlights. So where do you ship to? And just so we're not just adding where do you ship to, we also could add your packing process. So on the first story, you're going to be adding, sure, where do you ship to? The country is very straightforward, no fluff. Then afterwards, I want you to show yourself packing a customer order. So what did that customer order? Why? What products did they choose? What are they looking to achieve with those products? Showing what they're looking for, showing what problems they're having or what desires they're having and how you're solving them is super important for us to make a sale. You could even finish this highlight right here with a link to your website, a link to your sales page. If you have a physical location, you should be adding opening hours and a location and Google Maps address link. So a direct link for people to see where you're located. If you click on it, it goes straight to your location. Extra highlights that you can have in your highlights. So behind the scenes, tips as seen on, so any features you have, any other binge worth topics. And just a note here that order really matters. What should be coming first on your highlights is my story, about me, start here, and then the other 3. It doesn't really matter which order the other 3, but the first one is start here. May, I just created a highlight with tips, and now it's the first one because every time you create a new highlight, it goes to the beginning. There is a very simple way to solve that. Just go back to your start here highlight, click on edit highlight, and add any random story from your Instagram stories. Add it, save it, there you go, it's going to go back to the beginning. Now you're going to say, okay, yeah, but there's a random story inside now. You just go back to that story and delete that random story. There you go. job done. Back to the beginning, no random story. Now let's see how you're going to be categorizing your work with me or your offer highlights. This is super important because a lot of people don't really pay attention to this and they end up with Instagram highlights that make absolutely no sense. There are different ways you can split this highlight. I'm going to show you some of my favorites. The first way you can split this highlight is by splitting it by price. So under $100 and work with me. This is great for coaches. For anybody else, service providers or product businesses, the other ones are going to be better, but this is perfect for coaches. Now, we can split your work with me or your offers by product type. So, for example, if I was a massage therapist, so I have massages, body scrubs, baths, okay, whatever you want, split them by category. Then, if I were selling healthy treats and juices, I could put juices, smoothies, treats, health shots, whatever it is, just create a new category per product. And inside you categorize, oh great, lots of juices, lots of smoothies, lots of treats. You can also split by occasion. So wedding, cocktail, casual. What am I talking about? Dresses. So dresses, wedding dresses, cocktail dresses, casual dresses. Okay. You can split by result, grow, engage, sell, in my case. And those are essentially the main ways that I recommend you splitting your offer. Now, if you tell me, May, I only have 2 offers, create one highlight for each offer, okay? Don't complicate it.